It's time for the Orko Showdown. We've got the new Masters of the Universe Origins Orko alongside the Super7 Filmation style Orko. We're going to check them both out and see which one we like best. The Origins Orko from Mattel says new for $20 at the top and has the modern posing retro play burst. We can see him inside the bubble there. The back of the package has him protecting Man-at-Arms from Beastman by spilling a bucket of water on his head. The package also shows off that he has a flying stand and the other figures in his wave. Super7's Orko says new, as seen on TV. And of course we can see him inside. The back of the package has artwork as well of Orko dropping eggs on Man-at-Arms' head. This art seems to be a little bit more vintage-inspired versus modern comics. And in a very similar fashion, we have some boxes here showing us how to use his accessories or action features, and a cross-sell showing off other figures available. Here we've got both Orkos out of the package alongside the vintage one in the middle. I feel like one of these was meant to be a updated version of the toy, and the other one seems to be an updated version of the cartoon character, and I find it very interesting. The Super7 Orko, which was from a Filmation-style line, has very direct callbacks to the action figure. The taller scarf, the very circular eyes. It even has wheels on the bottom to let it roll, which is a little bit similar to Orko's zip cord feature in the previous release. While the Origins version, which is from a line that's basically recreating the vintage line, has very Filmation-style eyes and just a more cartoon feel to it in many ways. Origins Orko comes with the Double Trouble mini-comic, which features the other characters from Wave 2. And his figure stand is his only other accessory. The figure stand is made out of blue translucent plastic with a white translucent rod. It can peg into the bottom of him, and it actually has a joint at 2 different places on it. The stand might be a little bit of overkill. I don't necessarily need a real flashy stand, in my opinion. It kind of actually distracts from the figure. But for kid playability, I guess it gives him a little bit more of a magical feel, and a bigger stand is going to make it harder to accidentally get knocked over. So I can see some of the good and some of the bad of that. But here's Orko. His head is on a ball joint, which gives him a pretty nice range of motion there. This head is removable, as are pretty much all the heads in this line. I tried putting He-Man's head on, but with the tall collar piece, I wasn't able to plug it in. I didn't try anybody else's head. He's got his blue ears. His hat is very orangey. I know that the Vintage Toys hat didn't match his outfit, but this seems even more extreme. His shoulders have hinges and swivels built into them. I tried tugging on these. I could be wrong, but I don't think these are removable. He has elbow joints that can also swivel. He's got wrist articulation that hinges as well as rotates. Both of his hands are sculpted so he could hold accessories, but he doesn't come with any. His robe is sculpted in kind of a nice flowy position, and then he's got the socket down here for his stand. I did try He-Man's legs. The peg would fit in there, but it didn't click on, so you couldn't really combine him with other Masters figures. Here I've got the Super7 Orko. His head rotates at the shoulder area here, right on the scarf. You can't look up or down at all with him. His shoulders rotate. They do not have any kind of a hinge out to the side. His hands don't articulate in any way. But he does have fun little wheels. I think it's pretty clear already which Orko I like the most. This is not a bad figure, and I would have been very content with this. I think this is an upgrade over the vintage figure, which I was never really happy with as a kid. As for his accessories, he does not have a flying stand. That's very vintage toy-esque, but he does come with a bunch of little fancy items here. He's got a magic spell type of thing. This does look kind of Filmation-y. You can clip this on his hand. Actually, there was a lot of like Orko licensor art, I think, where he had a magic spell similar to this coming off his hand. But I find this makes him very top-heavy. He wants to lean over, and if I try and position his arm up, it pulls him right over. Orko comes with 2 different wands based on different scenes in Filmation. I had a really hard time getting him to hold on to these. His hand has a gripping pose to it, but it's very tight. And so it seemed like these things only really wanted to fit in the end here. I did force them in at one point, and he kind of held them and then eventually forced them back out. And I actually got some paint wear going on this one already from trying to stick it in his hand. The hand is actually best molded, really, for holding this flower, which is, again, another Filmation-specific accessory. They're fun, but they're kind of so-so. The Super 7 Orko also comes with this little art card in place of a mini-comic. It features artwork from the opening of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe cartoon there, and on the back it says, "From Toy to Tune," giving you a little information about the design of the show. This was a thing Super 7 did with that entire line. Both of these Orkos are fun. I really think that the Mattel one knocks it out of the park with playability here. And I've been very happy with what Super 7 has done with that line. I think that they certainly filled a niche, that there were people looking for those Filmation-style characters. But I really like the playability of Origins. And so this Orko is really the Orko that I want. In fact, I kind of like this Orko more than the Classics Orko. Thanks for watching this super exciting, outrageous toy review. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out my other videos.